Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Sleepy Hollow, Season 2, Episode 7, Deliverance. I'm your host, Dom, broadcasting live from Staten Island at Mike and Nikki's house, who don't do this podcast, so you have no clue who they are. With me is my co-host, Clio.
Hi.
Who's like a couple blocks away. Right?
Exactly.
Something like that.
Well, more than blocks, but yeah.
The train counts as a block.
Single trade stop.
And then below me is Pat and Michele.
Hello.
What up?
I heard you guys got a Twitter now. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the rumor going around?
Yeah, we decided, why not?
We found a time and a space.
Mhm.
Oh, impressive. Excellent. Yeah. So what do you guys think of this episode?
Oh, so good. So good.
Messed up.
Cleo froze. Oh,
Demon babies.
Huh? You completely froze up. I didn't hear you.
Demon babies.
Demon baby.
Demon baby.
So yeah, we had Demon Moloch. Moloch. How do you pronounce his name?
Moloch.
Moloch. That's right. Demon Moloch baby. What was going through your head during that whole thing?
Oh, there's his plan D.
I was just like, wow, he's an adult. And wow.
I mean, he always has backup plans, right?
Well, all I could think of at the same point was a movie that we watched recently, the second installment of VHS, where like one of the small stories within the story had this cult that raised a demon that was birthed from this woman. Like it just tore her open. I'm like, Jesus, if they're gonna show this, that's ridiculous. I'm like, we're gonna do it again. All right.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like the poison that we found. What was that? Last week or the week before?
Last week.
Yeah, that poison ended up being almost like the catalyst for her demon pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely thought it was a poison at first.
Well, it is a poison, but it's a poison. It was a poison made out of deadly bugs or creatures or something.
Yeah.
And the creatures was what he used to impregnate her.
Yeah.
But it is a poison. That red shit is the poison.
But I thought the poison was just supposed to freeze up and like congeal in the veins of the human and just cause them to just die. Not that birth out something else.
No, yeah, but he didn't use the poison. He used the bugs that made the poison.
Yeah.
There was that bugs soaking in whatever liquid that was.
And that was like
was the poison. Like you would put a bug in a. They do that with tequila.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the scorpion.
Yeah, they put scorpion or something in the tequila to make it stronger or whatever. That's what they did with the poison.
Interesting.
Bug is what he used to impregnate her.
Yep. Just like some people actually eat that scorpion. It's pretty nasty.
It's
delicious.
That's
very dangerous.
Tom, I'm going to dare you to do that.
Well, find me some tequila that's got scorpion in it.
Potentially deadly.
Yeah, see, that's why I win.
You're talking to me here.
No, I know. That's why I'm telling her not to dare you, because you'll do it, because you're you.
You're Dom, exactly. We don't want you dead. We don't want a dead Dom.
We need you to run this podcast.
Wow, gee, thanks, Cleo. I feel the love.
That's
all I'm here for.
Is ASO. But anywho's.
Yeah, the whole introduction of the Hellfire Club and how it was tied to this poison and the pregnancies and what other experiments do they have going on there?
Question.
I think they just tortured a lot.
I think they were trying to figure out how, like, what body or what body type they could use to support this, disease.
Demon.
For the demon. Because they finally figured out, Katrina, she's part of the coven. She is, a witch. Therefore, her body must be able to support the demon more than a regular mortal.
Well, it's more than that, because Moloch referred to her as not only a vessel, but as one of the Hellfire shards.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
From the previous episode. That's
So
right.
she's not the only one who potentially could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there was a long list of, or however long the list was, of people who could potentially pop Moloch out.
I mean, do you think they're going to try this again? Do you think we're going to see more of the Hellfire Club? They did say that they only got half of them.
Yeah, probably at some point. I wouldn't think that they would be over.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Set it up pretty well. Although I was upset we haven't really seen much of the Freemasons since season 1.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll both come back at the same time.
That would be really cool. Like they're actually like an ongoing feud or something between them.
Yeah.
Or something like
I
that.
would love that.
I love Crane when he's trying to type in their combination. And Abby's like, they're a demonic cult, just try 666.
I know.
I kept on screaming that. I'm like, that's the code.
Yeah, that's what Pat told me. Like right before he was walking over to the safe. Pat's like 666. Gotta be.
When he started putting it in, I'm like, that can't be it. And it opened, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
I was gonna think, or half evil 333. Yeah.
Yeah. But we had Katrina escape from Henry and Abraham and whatever. But Abraham clearly tried to protect her there. You know, so did you guys feelings change towards Abraham after he helped Katrina escape?
No, I always thought he had a little, a soft spot for her because he did truly love her.
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe there's more he'll be willing to do for Katrina in the future.
Exactly.
Because he did basically say "fuck you, Moloch" by helping her escape. So
yeah.
I think Moloch's gonna beat him up like he did to Henry.
Yeah, because in his mind, he kept on thinking, well, there's got to be another way. Why does Katrina got to be injured in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't want her harmed.
No.
You know, neither does Ichabod, so we may see them team up against Moloch at some point, and like we were talking about the redemption, like we're probably going to see redemption of the Headless Horseman possibly this season. It looks like they're already leaning toward that. I didn't think it was going to be this soon, but it looks like they're pushing for that.
That was always in my head, too. I was like, seeing as he does have this soft spot, very well possibly. I was like thinking in my head, it could happen.
Yeah, but what about Henry? Do you think we're going to see his redemption? Like, his parents seem to have a lot of faith in him.
They do, but not anytime soon. If there is some redemption of him, I don't think we'll see it anytime soon.
No?
Personally.
Yeah, the redemption might come at a time when they're already fighting Moloch. Moloch's already in his form or whatever, and
yeah.
Not that it would be too late, but it would be late.
Yeah.
But do you guys believe that Henry could be saved?
I think so. I think he
At
kind of
some
hinted
point.
it because Ichabod hinted it in the sense of Henry would not want to touch him at all because he didn't want to read Ichabod's sins or vice versa. And as soon as Ichabod grabbed them, it was that flashback to him running as a kid.
Well, I didn't think it worked that way, because I thought the Sin Eater saw and took the person he touched sins.
Right.
Or memories or whatever. But when Ichabod grabbed him, he saw Henry's. I didn't think it worked the opposite way.
I didn't think it did either.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, so...
Does that say something about Henry or something about Ichabod?
Maybe a familial connection there.
Oh, yeah.
You think it might be Ichabod being part
He might be part.
Sin Eater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something Henry wanted him to say. Inadvertently.
But I agree with Ichabod, because he said that's not something that Henry would want me to see. Because Henry's putting on these airs of being very, stone cold and out for that sort of revenge. But if he sees him as a scared child, that's not the image he's going for.
I mean, unless it is his plan, he could be totally feeding into it and planting this as a memory he's pretending that he doesn't want seen,
Exactly.
to make Ichabod believe that he is vulnerable and spend his effort and let his guard down trying to exploit a vulnerability that Henry is basically leading him into a trap to do.
That's very possible. I wouldn't put it past.
So that would also explain how that memory got projected on, because like we said, as far as we knew, it didn't work that way. So it could be something Henry intentionally projected.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Especially of him as a young boy, his father seeing him as a child in need of help, obviously from the dream that we got there.
Right. And Moloch was basically the only one willing to be a family for him.
Exactly.
Give him guidance, show him the way, and this is something growing up he never had, and something he's always wanted, and he kind of feels it's too late for Ichabod and Katrina at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to give up on him.
No.
I think they're going to...
They can't.
Yeah, they don't really have a choice.
It's their son.
Mm-hmm. But toward the end, Henry looked like he was attempting to capture Moloch's essence. Do you think he succeeded?
No, that's what it looked like.
I know. I was like, at first I was like, what is this? It's got to be energy of some sort.
Well, when Ichabod was using the prism on Katrina, the blue and yellow light that was coming through the prism was fighting off the red smoky light that was coming out of Katrina, presumably Moloch. So that's what looked like Henry put in whatever jar thing he's got.
Yeah.
To know his essence.
I think Plan F worked.
Quite possibly.
Plan F.2.
It may just need to enter through another vessel. It might have to be transferred again. I don't think he could do anything immediately with the essence. I think it's got to go through some kind of...
Still needs a vessel.
Oh, yeah. Or
well, another Hellfire shard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we had the new sheriff. Sheriff Reyes, is that her name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She seemed to open up to Abby. Like, Abby led her, a pretty good clue from the Hellfire Club. She came in prepared with photographic documentation, evidence. She really laid it down, and Crane even kind of stepped up to more recent terminology to fit himself in, to feel like he's part of this world.
Yeah.
She proved herself, that's for sure.
Which he could have given himself any job title that he wanted, and he probably could have pulled it off.
Yeah, but the one that he went with was like criminal...
Crime scene investigator specializing in historical reproductions of murders or copycats.
Yep.
I mean, it was great.
As soon as he said it, I was like, Jesus Christ, how come we didn't start with this to begin with?
So fitting.
Right?
This no problem. All right, we're good. Yep.
Well, I mean, that's a reflection on how recently Crane has
evolved,
learned about pop culture.
Exactly. Modern day terminology, everything.
Yeah.
But between that and him going there and saying, well, the firearms alone and the torture is good enough for us to go in there. Without him getting too emotional or too historical almost, where usually he talks out of his ass of anything on history, for him being what he's used to as being a present day. He stayed very straightforward with her and was like, look, these are the facts. We got to go in there. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the first time we've seen Reyes now in like 2 episodes, so it was good to see her again. Unfortunately, I don't remember seeing... Was Jenny in there at all?
No.
Nope.
Not this episode.
Yeah, Jenny and Holly, I don't believe.
Nope.
Nick wasn't in there either.
Nope.
So,
next episode, Nick. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It's kind of unfortunate. We've had so much of Nick recently. I've gotten accustomed to seeing him that it really stood out in an episode that we didn't have him.
Yeah.
And Reyes even.
But there was no harmful artifact for him to take.
He could have been part of the knowledge in the to find the
The stone.
The stone in the
True.
whatever, the tablet.
Yeah.
Like he could have insisted in that instead of it being like hidden in Benjamin Franklin's calligraphy class or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't need him.
No.
But we're going back to the old school ways of how
That's true too.
Abby and, Ichabod found everything. It's not, it doesn't always have to be focused on, all right, let's go get, Indiana Jones in the corner and let's get him to tell us where everything is.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, it's cool. He wasn't needed. I agree with Clio. This episode did not need him.
I unfortunately agree. I would have liked him.
I know. Get used to him. I mean, it's just kind of like, and Jack. I love seeing Jack.
He easily, in the 3 episodes he's been into, he's grown into my favorite character on the show.
He would know.
He's like the Jack Hartness of this show.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would say no.
Well, we'll see how he goes in the next couple.
Yeah.
I like Captain Jack. No.
You guys have anything else to talk about this episode?
As much as they wanted people to think that Katrina might not make it, I think most fans would know, yeah, she definitely was going to. I didn't really have a doubt in my mind that they wouldn't be able to save her. I knew something. They were going to find something.
Question, I kind of want to see if anybody's got an answer to this as much. Why was Malik peeling off his skin?
Ah.
Did anybody catch that during the whole thing?
Yeah, I think that was him prepping to be birthed into this world, because I think the seed that was planted wasn't him. It was just a way in which he could come through Katrina and into
The portal.
our world. So I think that was him doing whatever preparation he needed to go through dimensions.
He was shedding his cocoon. Inside, he's a beautiful butterfly underneath.
Shedding his
Inside, he's just bone.
It's just rainbows and unicorns.
Ogres have layers.
So
Malik
do-
has layers.
So do onions.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Wow.
I had to.
All right, donkey, go back in the corner.
Sorry, I had to.
Anyway, next week, the episode is called Heartless. And in it, Crane and Abby set out to take down a succubus, whom Henry has sent out to drain the life forces out of its victims. Did you guys end up seeing the synopsis or the video preview for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It they were very careful not to mention the word succubus in that preview.
I know.
I knew it was, but this synopsis, the written synopsis, just clearly states it. So I don't know why they couldn't have just mentioned it in that episode or in the preview.
Because maybe they don't want her to be what, according to myth and legend, what an actual succubus is. Maybe they just want her to be a female demon, and they don't want people to go in with the expectation of her being an actual...
No, because Kanye's showing up in this.
No, I don't know. That's why
Kanye's going to be in.
I'm going to let you finish, Pat, but Beyonce had the best record of all time. Best music video of all time.
Oh, single.
Really? Really? We're going to go with that? Huh?
You said Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So. Mm-hmm.
Is this my Taylor Swift for this moment?
Yeah, pretty much. That's your T-Swizzle.
Yeah.
Or Kanye West, the gay fish. Sorry.
What about Kanye West?
I don't know. I don't know what Pat was referencing.
Huh?
I just heard Kanye.
I was referencing the Heartless,
Oh, when you called
his song,
the
How Could He Be So Heartless?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Kanye.
That should have been the theme
No.
song.
Gotcha.
Apparently.
Maybe it is. Who knows? It
That's
might
what
be
He's going to show up as the one ruling the demon.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Because Kanye's got to be involved in everything.
It's true.
And they're in the club. So.
He'll make sure Malik's first record drops.
Yep.
Yes.
It's going to go platinum.
Underground records, literally.
And,
All right. Take the hook. We're done.
And he'll have Dead Maw 5. Not Dead Mouse. Dead Maw 5. Totally being his DJ on that track. Mm-hmm. I think on that note we are done.
Yeah, I think
This was, in conclusion, this is kind of a very action-packed episode, but didn't really do a whole lot to advance the story. It was kind of a filler episode with, you know, some interesting plot developments, but not a whole lot of substance to it.
I think it advances it only in one aspect, which is finally getting to the point that Sheriff Reyes is going to side a little bit more with Ichabod and Abby.
Yeah.
You know, have a little bit more faith.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Pied Piper episode. It was very, you know, kind of out there episode that was just kind of in its own little world, but the bone ended up carrying over, and you know, we saw it in the werewolf episode or whatever it was last week.
Wendigo.
This
Yeah.
episode shows another light of Abraham too, so that's
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Yeah, like I said, there's little breadcrumbs, but it wasn't huge in the plot development. I mean, that was probably the biggest plot development.
I agree.
Part right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Reyes joining the team as well was pretty big too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Finally giving them, leaving them. Yes, I love it.
Clio, you're over there. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Clio Moto.
Oh, Pat Michele, where can people find you too?
All right, we updated it from yesterday's. Now we're at Michele. We finally got it to work, so we're on Twitter. So
Pat Michele is now known as Michele. I love it.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon. Wait, it doesn't feel right. I'm rewinding. Pat Michele, where else can the people find you?
Time and space.
Okay, excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM.
See, it's not as fun when you wait for it.
Well, you guys do it so often that I have to wait for it now. You can also find us and others on ASOTV Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, G+. And right here on YouTube /ASOTV Podcast. For the most part, we're taking the rest of the week off. We will see you guys on Monday.
Peace.
California, here I come.
I was gonna say, you can also find me at No More. No, I'm just kidding.